Sean Sheehan here for Severe MMA, standing alongside Decky McAleenan after his win here at Cage Warriors 110 in Cork. Decky, a hard fought fight. I suppose your last couple of fights were close decisions. This one maybe not so close, but you're glad to get the win here.
Yeah, glad to get the win. The last couple of fights have been, the last fight was touch and go. I thought I'd done enough to win, but the judges didn't. So good dominant performance over a fighter with 50 professional fights. So you can't turn your nose up at a boy with over 20 professional wins. So good.
Over the last while, especially your last couple of fights, you've showed a lot on the ground. Obviously, you're a very good ground fighter. But today there was a lot of stand up. How did you feel standing up? I saw a lot of leg kicks, a lot of body kicks and stuff.
I'm comfortable on my feet. The last two fighters before him, he's the only one that hasn't shit himself. Usually I hit people and they start shooting. Steve Amable, he had a good striking fight before, a good striking match with Josh Abraham, and I hit him once and he was gasping for air with a body shot, and after that it just turned in. I made a couple of mistakes and Steve capitalised on them, but he didn't want none of the striking. Tom Mearns, within a couple of seconds, hit him a left hand and rocked him, and he just straight into wrestling mode. Lucky enough now, no disrespect to my opponent, I'm not 100% sure on his name, it could be a Natus, but he took some big shots and took them like a champ and came forward and came back and tried to hit me back. So fair play to that man.
Is that something like you've been thinking? Obviously, this one maybe wasn't the closest decision of all time, but like the game is kind of changing the way kind of fights are kind of judged. Is that something you've kind of been taking into training, that maybe you're changing up the way you'll fight because of that?
Yeah, I've had to change up. I'm not a points-based fighter. I fight to hurt people. I fight to win. I've never gone into plenty of fights, done plenty of different fighting sports, and I've never tried to win on someone's opinion. I try and stop someone. I try and hurt someone. If it is, that fight was a good show to show that I can play the points game. Don't get me wrong, I tried to finish him, I tried to hurt him, I tried to finish him, but with someone with that experience you can't make mistakes. So that was I'll watch it back, but that was pretty much a flawless performance. I think it was 30-26. So that's a good solid performance to show that if you want to try and fight boring fights against me, I've worked a lot on it to try and nullify that. So that's me back on the right track.
I suppose moving forward here, there's Cage Warriors are talking about coming back to Ireland a few times. I suppose spoke to Graham Boylan there last week. Is that kind of where you're looking at now? You're going to wait and maybe get on those Ireland cards? Or you want to get on other cards maybe sooner?
I'll see what way I am now. I might try and hound Ian on Monday and see about getting on in 2 weeks. I have a child due now on the 11th of January, so fighting next year in Ireland will suit me down to the ground then, because I don't want to be going too far away from missing too much with the child. Like,
you'll be well used to looking after a child anyway, having Andrew McGahan around for the last week.
Yeah, that's we take him now with us, and he's looking after a lot of things for me, so it's good to get used to.
Decky, thank you very much. Congratulations on the win today.